to chase what you've been dreaming. For you I strive. And every week is a season. The winter's got my knuckles bleeding, but I don't mind. There's a beating. Sometimes I think that I could feel it. It keeps my time. And every night when I'm dreaming, feels like I'm falling through the ceiling. No, I don't mind, no. Am I falling in love, or am I just falling apart? The king's horses and men couldn't mend what is left of my broken heart. And now I finally realize it's what keeps me in line. No, I don't mind. No, I don't mind. woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming out like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. Well, I woke up and saw everything but you next to me. I know that I've been the enemy, but I've had my moment of gravity. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pulled me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Shut the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down.
I think this is the first time in a while that a cast has actually started before the estimated start time. So, you know, it's a little pleasant surprise, but I'm happy to start off the season on a good note. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ito, and I am really excited to bring you the first match for both these teams, Addice Incorporated. I'm just going to go with Addice, and Cobalt United for ESEA Advanced Season 34. And yes, again, this is the debut for both of these, I would say, rosters. I mean, both of them had very similar cores. Addice in particular, they had a really deep run into ESEA main last season. Cobalt United, they were formerly the Clip Demons. I see that we have a decent amount of fans of that old roster, but they have now been picked up by Cobalt United. After an 8-8, a turbulent ESEA Advanced Season 33, they are looking to step up and get off to, I suppose, the right start immediately off the bat. A 2-3 split with 3 CTs of Addice over towards B. But it seems that this is airing to be maybe an A split. Oh, but they gave up a lot of info just by missing that jump in. I'm not sure if Clip Sanity was quite aware of it, but I still think, despite a rotation possibly being dragged over, that Cobalt United should have the jump on Addice. It's too early to tell. Not much utility except in COVID's hands is Suffix. I might be interchanging between the two names, but a smoke and flash in his hands definitely set up his team for perhaps an arch pop or something of the sort. Twiggy will find the first kill. That's actually over towards porch side. That is huge too. So much information given away. That's going to drag a rotation over from Addice over towards A yet again. Although Spermy is thinking about possibly just holding his ground over towards B, and it'd be the right move. Over towards B is where the rest of the remaining members of Cobalt have decided to stack up, and Spermy is at the ready. The USP and Stowe to work with here, as well as a Kit. Doesn't have armor, so it might be a little bit risky to try to take some of these duels, but he will allow his teammate to go ahead and finish up the work that he can't quite do. Still no more kills found. And the bomb just might get planted uncontested here. Delta is just pushing straight in. That is so risky. The trades are there, sure, from the T side, but the numbers are a little bit shaky. It's a 2 versus 2 for this retake. Post-plant positions are pretty strong for Cobalt United, though, and they're only going to get stronger. Suffix will find one. Hiding over towards Banana. It will come down to Twiggy to face off against COVID here in the first round. This pistol already not looking all too promising. Twiggy, oh, is he actually just sticking the bomb? No, he's faking it. Now, he actually just might hold it. There's not much time remaining on the clock here, and Twiggy 0.8 seconds away from actually getting on the bomb. And that is a very, what's the word for it? Depressing way to start things off, perhaps? So close yet so far. I mean, really, it was just kind of to the very bitter end. You couldn't really get much closer than that. Addice were really on the verge of closing that one out. Despite it being a 4 versus 5, Cobalt are able to actually close that one out and find themselves up 1-0 in a very healthy economical state in comparison to the side of Addice as well. They'll be trying to make their way up towards Banana very early on. Beef leading the charge, and Twiggy will try to do the best he can with the Steagle, but the shots aren't quite connecting. Phantom will do his best as well, finds 2 kills for his trouble, so CT's taking the lead yet again. The bomb will get planted much earlier on than round number 1, and Cobalt United, they actually might be a little bit worried here. These Deegs, perhaps not lethal, but they aren't really checking all the places that they need to for such a dangerous plant like that. And that means the CTs are able to trade out. At least it's even so far. J-Dubs is keeping them alive, though. A double kill. One through the smoke. The other fully seen. And J-Dubs is searching for that 3K as well. With the AK-47, nearly loses his life. Look at that. Cobalt United had 7 HP combined. It's another case where it's just so close yet so far. Again, it's just, God, how close can you get for some of these rounds? I mean, Cobalt, they have come out on top of both of these, but really convincing stuff from Addice, at least early on. 7 HP and 0.8 seconds have been the only thing separating this from going the other way. Another force up will be in the works for the CT side. This time, they've grinded it down to a halt. No more early banana play. Anything of the sort here. Just waiting for the fight to come to them. Delta pushing out towards mid. Finds one. The second comes from Spermy, but so much damage done from Delta as well. Amazing start for Addice with these pistols. They are already doing work. Now, Cobalt United, sure, they're pushing all the way into B here, but they might just be a little bit careful before they actually get that bomb down. Indeed, they are. I was a little bit worried that Twiggy could have had the potential to pop off there, but it looks like they're being at least pretty secure with how they're taking this one, Cobalt. Still have yet to get the bomb down. They're going to get in a safe plant. Still over towards Grill, actually sitting on top of that coffin. J-Dubs dropping into the pit as Beef is able to drop a player. 3 versus 3. And again, Addice. For a retake like this, it doesn't inspire confidence. They don't have that numbers game that they had going for them last time, nor do they even have a kit. So it should just be an absolute slaughter from Cobalt here on out. Phantom will make it so. Again, okay damage done. Nothing to write home about, but it is slowly whittling away at their economy. If they can keep this up, and if Addice can win this round more importantly, then perhaps Cobalt will have to save for round number 5. Again, you can't count your chickens before they hatch. But Addice have done a good job at least making this close and competitive so far. Early default over at mid. Setting up aggressive banana Addice. I like this. They're doing the Astralis banana take right now. It seems like it. Looks like they've actually switched up their position just a little bit more. No, it's a standard top banana control. Phantom watches aggressively, way more aggressively than any of his teammates. There's no one there to back him up. Twiggy is the second line of defense, but can't quite thread the needle on that shot. Now boosted up onto the flower pots. It's going to be Delta 9 who finds a double! That is absolutely huge. Might just swing the round back into the favor of Addice. Smoke going down over towards Coffin again. Twiggy won't push. There's no reason he even should push too. It'd be way, way too risky here. They can just wait out these smokes here. They'd still have time. 2 kits in play. Twiggy more naked than the rest of his comrades, but so much utility still remains on the CT side where I'm pretty sure they don't even have to be worried. Great Molotov through, excuse me. Will mark the beginning of Addice starting to push in. 1 kill so far for Clip Sanity, but he's only able to find the second, not quite the third. A bit of a scuffle, perhaps, but it doesn't quite work out for the side of Cobalt. Bit hard to follow till the very bitter end there, but Clip Sanity was single-handedly dragging them through that post plant as much as they could. It's another close round again, and what I said about the money possibly being bad for Cobalt if Addice were to win that round convincingly doesn't seem to be a phenomenon that's coming true. You see Addice again playing it close, very, very close to the very bitter end there. Means that both teams are going to be able to buy up, with actually Addice being on the back foot of this one here, but they're stepping up at least so far. Twiggy finds the first. That's on to our boy COVID. Or Suffix. I need to remember his name is Suffix, not COVID. That's the magic of ESEA though. Just change your name whenever you want. Reminds me of last season. I think it was Buff Daddies? Or might have been Blood, Sweat, and Tears, who had like 3 players named Exotic on their team. It was great. Definitely not confusing at all if you're trying to cast it, but they're an MDL now. I don't have access to that. I don't have to worry. Minute left on the clock. And a kill down, Cobalt find themselves in a bit of a rough position. Might even get more rough too if Twiggy finds his first. Oh, he backs off the angle. They're still shoulder peeking it, sure. Twiggy is at the ready with a scope, doesn't hit the shot. Luckily, his teammate on site is pulling up absolutely massive. Phantom finds a double and shot through the smoke. And Twiggy's to blame. He gives that up a bad name. Oh, post plant begins. Cobalt. They've actually just might have found a chance here. If they can find this first kill, that'd be huge. But Clip Sanity cannot. Beef will try to make a clip of his own, and he's actually done a really damn good job at it. A double kill so far, 3K in the round. He's going to be able to find number 4 as well. A bit of a shaky spray, but the conversion is there. A 1 versus 3 for Cobalt, or excuse me, a 1 versus 3 for Beef and Cobalt. They go up to 4 now. Lovely stuff right there. Fusion says the rhyme roast. I want to give a shout out to Bon Jovi for that one. You give love a bad name. Oh, bad names aside, this is a bad look for Addice. Now down 1-4 on the CT side of Inferno. They only have pistols. They're trying to, I guess, even up the scoreline a little bit more. Doesn't exactly blow my mind. Especially since Cobalt seemed to have a really decent read on that. This might be a B stack. Majority of the CTs are there. Rotations might be starting to come over here, but these pistols probably don't really stand much of a chance. Armor will find the first. A USP on site finds a pretty much the only kill, I would imagine, for Addice in this round. From here on out, Cobalt should just be able to farm a little bit more money with the 2 MAC-10s that they have in hand. Clip Sanity and Suffix both wielding them. Actually, the first kill will go to Beef in this post plan. Cobalt have done a really good job at least forcing down these pistols every single time. Or, excuse me, forcing these bomb plants down, rather, every time. And because of that, even if they lose rounds or win rounds in a close fashion, they're able to keep the money close. It's pretty huge. Even a little bit more money farmed with that MAC-10 as well. It is good looks for Cobalt so far. Another buy will come through from Addice, however. Bax asks, what's the delay? I don't have a delay on my stream, but I think GoTV is 90 seconds, if that's what you're asking. Now 5-1. The T side is going pretty swimmingly so far for Cobalt. Not much of an argument otherwise, except for a couple of close rounds towards the beginning from Addice, but these past two haven't exactly been the same story. Suffix pushing up with a MAC-10, and, well, he's able to find one. Clip Sanity steals away the other. And just like that, I mean, this should be just a 3-man save. Addice won't have enough money to buy into this next one here, despite 3,400 flooding into their pockets. They just basically have to save these guns. It's kind of done and dusted. As soon as they lose the site that quickly, no time for rotations to come through. Just set up for a couple of exit frags if you can, because it's about time for them to bunker down and realize this CT half is not going their way whatsoever. Even if Cobalt were to lose out from here as well, you know, it was 9-6 at the half or something of the sort, it would still be a really respectable scoreline, which I think is like the real scary thing about that. Oh god, even surrounded by multiple angles. Spare me. At least he gets a kill. Oh, I like this. Suffix might not be aware of vital information. What? He hits that? Okay. Well, I can tell Sidoff must be just a little bit angry about that one. A jumping shot. That's absolutely absurd. Funny stuff aside. Now 6-1. And a pause will come through. Now with the new addition on the side of Addice, they have their coach coming in. All right, dude, 69. Fantastic name, but hopefully he can come up with some fantastic strats as well, because Addice are going to need at least some sort of a switch up. Right now, it should be closer. I think it's safe to say there. They're losing these sites very, very quickly very quickly. Like, as soon as a push starts coming through, they immediately drop 1 or 2 players. Phantom is doing a good job at least getting 1 or 2 before he falls, but he does die very, very quickly when anchoring that site. But he's doing his job really, really well. It's just that, unfortunately, the other people on his team aren't quite able to match up in the same fashion. Beef also had his very notable 1 versus 3. That was a round that should not have gone the way of Cobalt, but you know what? That's why we're at this scoreline. A 6-1. And it's looking good. Addice will force up everything they got into this one. All their eggs in one basket, perhaps you could say. And Suffix actually dies first. What is that from Phantom? He just shoots through the smoke over towards Banana, finds a kill. Again, I keep on saying that he's really good at finding at least 1 or 2 kills before he falls, but he hasn't even been traded out yet. He's low on HP, sure, but he's still kicking. Speaking of still kicking, Beef is no longer still kicking. He's been taken down. Things look a little bit unfortunate now. Twiggy goes down at the hands of a Tech 9 of all guns. Homer with his head on a swivel. Make sure to look the right place. A 2 versus 3. It's looking better and better for Addice, but only for so long. J-Dubs is able to find a freebie right onto the A bomb site here, and Delta still holding down the line, though. It's going to be checked hard, and it's another round that just might slip away from Addice. Flash goes out for good measure. Phantom, he's found 1 kill so far, but he's going to need to find 2 more to be able to close this one out, and on 9 points of health now after that nade healthily landed on him. He is just going to be joining the rest of his teammates in a grave. 7-1. This is just absurdly one-sided at the moment. It's hard to even say otherwise. It's another situation, too, where the CTs were up a player. But for some reason, somehow, some way, Cobalt were able to steal it away. That round, it was just J-Dub's hard clearing, like 2 really strong angles. He made it out to balcony uncontested. I'm not sure if it wasn't being watched or something of the sort, but some of those players were just none the wiser, and it's another one that slips away from their hands. 7-1. Phantom with a CZ75. Oh god, that what? Okay, Phantom finds a knife. I don't understand how that works. He must have been like right on the edge of his FOV or something. I don't know how that works, but we take those. Cobalt United win the round anyway. Homer getting a quad kill. It's 8-1. It feels like I'm just counting at this point. To be fair, though, that was kind of one of those given rounds. I didn't really expect all too much coming out from the CT side, but this time I have slightly higher expectations. Full investment from the CTs. M4s across the board with Twiggy and his AWP. Maybe just to spice things up. That's the only AWP in the server for the time being. Cobalt haven't exactly been fond of them, and for good reason. They're doing just fine without. Double up on CT side Inferno is something that I've seen pop up more and more as of recent. It's a decent strat, but Addice don't seem to be wanting to utilize it for the time being. Oh, Beef. That's a good spam. He actually only gets tacked down 72, but still, though, he's alive and kicking. Oh my god, Sidoff. He is just in such an unfortunate place, excuse me. Hard clears are just all the way through from Cobalt, where even holding on the site, Spermy is only able to do so much damage. He's staying alive for so long, though. This is absurd. If he finds a kill with a USB, that'd be insane. He's just dodging and weaving behind the pillar. COVID finds himself alive at the end of it, but 2 players are on 1 point of health. What is this? This is something else entirely. Cobalt United, it would be utter theft if they got away with this one. Surely they don't. 13 points of health between the 2 players, and they're stuck within this bomb site here. Addice, literally all they could do is just throw a flashbang and probably kill one of these players. That's what makes it so weird. But, you know, COVID, we're going to get hard cleared. Or, excuse me, Cobalt is going to get hard cleared, excuse me. And J-Dubs is the first to fall. Suffix might be the second one on the board. Again, 1 point of health. Oh my god, he's staying alive for so long. They haven't checked him. They haven't checked him. Oh my god, Cobalt. No, Cobalt! How did they get away with that? How does COVID get away with that? Come on! Cobalt should not have won that round. But Suffix, he steals it away. That is unbelievable. Why don't they check that angle? Oh my lord. He just stays alive for so long. Yet another victim to COVID-19, apparently. No longer is it 30,000, it's 30,002. Addice. It's another round that slips out of their hands. 1-9, and we're nearly up to double digits for the T side here. At least Delta gets things off to a good start. Finds one with a Deeg. Takes away an AK-47, but I still don't really have high hopes here. J-Dubs will be able to trade it out, no problem. Twiggy, staying alive for so long, gets 2 with a CZ75. How has he not been killed yet? Finally he will. Homer will do that job, do all the dirty work, apparently. But a CT has already rotated over. 2 versus 3. This should be another round for Addice, surely, right? Oh, it's got to be at this point. Now it's Homer versus 3. Gets a nice little clean shot onto the first. Knows that a crossfire is most likely in play. And oh god, please don't do it again. No way this is going to happen again. He's got it down to 1 versus 1. And Spermy, nowhere to be found on the A bomb site. It's going to be a free plant for Homer. Any post-plant position to his choosing as well. If Homer gets away with this, then this game is just officially insane. Spermy sneaks up under the porch side, has yet to make any noise yet. Homer has Molotov in play. Utility, pretty good on both sides here. Homer, oh, he peeks off the angle. No, no way it worked. He even spot each other. They're trying to close the distance, and Spermy is not a fan of long-distance relationships. 16 HP left to his name, but he pulls it off. Addice, yeah, they get number 2 on the board, and yeah, that was on an eco, but I still can't even feel that excited about it. There's a long way to go before this becomes a promising game from Addice, and nearly losing a 1 versus 3 is not a way to get your rounds. Maybe the montage has finished for that round, but round number 12 still leaves things in store for us. Full buy from both teams. And Delta 9 will be not actually peeking over towards mid. I was going to say he's had relatively decent luck at being able to toss like a nade or a flash or something down mid uncontested, but now they're playing a little bit safer. You see Addice already back up to the B bomb site. Don't want to take these top banana fights for the time being because they know Cobalt like to take it aggro. They played behind half wall last round anyway. They don't need to try to mess with that anymore. Oh, Jesus, that is awkward. Twiggy misses the shot, and there's a B bomb site gone. If they find another kill here, Addice just might need to save. It's a 4 versus 5. They're still dedicating to this retake effort. Luckily, they haven't given up that second kill yet, but they are on the brink of basically just being forced to save. It's a 5v4. Homer dangerously low on HP, but another kill goes the way, this time of Clip Sanity, who's on the long flank from the A bomb site, has now wrapped around and made the CT spawn his. They're just being absolutely slaughtered every which way, and it's really hard to cast a one-sided game, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying my best here, but Addice, it's just, they are not looking too hot right now. I think they added too much ice. 2-10. Another force up from the CT side. Well, Delta finds a first, but again, it's traded out. Pretty much any time I see a first kill going the way of Addice, I'm just wondering how long until it gets traded through. Spermy is going to be the next, not potential, victim. It's actually Sidoff to steal away that title from me, but Spermy still has to hold off the site all by himself, and he's not going to have a chance. They're just pugging it through onto the A bomb site at this point here. They're getting all the kills they need, Cobalt. It's a one-sided affair for round number 13, and Phantom is going to try to convince me otherwise. He gets the first kill onto Homer, now pushing up over towards porch side. Made a lot of noise, so surely Suffix will be able to deal with this. Oh, Clip Sanity, he even finds a first too. Twiggy, nice little shot to the first and actually gets a second as well. Okay, Addice, I see you. Twiggy, who's had his moments, both hot and cold, seems to be showing up hot in this round here. Gets the CTs onto a third with a little bit of a nice 1 versus 2 at the end. It's not absurd, but it just makes you think maybe Addice have a little bit more of a chance. Twiggy has been one of the better players. He's sitting in the middle of the scoreboard right now. I actually think the scoreboard is actually a pretty decent palette tester for how Addice have been doing. You know, Phantom and Delta have really been the standouts for me. Twiggy has had his moments, but there's a couple of unfortunate moments with the AWP a little bit earlier. But now on a rifle, he is doing damn well with it. J-Dub's already taken down. Great start from Addice. That's exactly what the doctor ordered here, and perhaps they can find a remedy to their CT woes in these final 2 of the half. 10-5 is far, far from optimal, but it's workable for sure. I'm pretty sure, considering this game was, what, 9-1 at one point, that would be a godsend. They have the numbers, and the CTs are in position to deal with this push just fine. Although they do have a Deagle in play, which makes things slightly more awkward. Should still be decent enough. A Hall's Pop will come through, and Suffix will be lurking over towards mid. Sidoff hiding behind in pit right now. It's actually going to be 2 kills going the way of Spermy, and oh, right into the meat grinder for the 3 members of Cobalt United. It's up to Suffix in a 1 versus 5. Has 40 seconds, but no bomb and no utility, and even his HP is lacking. Asking for a round win at this point would be surely an impossible task, but he seems up for it. Flash going out, knows that there's one player Moto, so he's just going to try to divide his fights as much as he can, but he was never really one for long division, wasn't he? Addice, this probably was the most convincing round that we've seen so far, excuse me. Not too shabby, in all honesty. If only they got some of those rounds a little bit earlier on, that'd be way, way better for them, wouldn't it? Yo, Nart, by the way, since I see you in chat, congrats on being followed by Thorin, dude. You've been working hard, and it's paid off. And, I mean, look, Cobalt United, they've been working hard to get 10 rounds so far, but they're searching for number 11, 3 versus 3, as they're pushing into the sites. And, well, as it comes down to 2 versus 2, this actually seems a little bit more possible than I think I actually gave it credit for. Homer needs to get into a safe position, though, because his teammate is bleeding internally, practically on life support. He's 3 points of health to speak of. But he will be the first point of contact. Great shot from him. He actually converts a kill, and, oh, God, Addice, don't throw this one out. That would be terrible, terrible news for them. Spermy is the last beacon of hope, dividing Addice in round number 5. He finds the first onto the weak player, but a Molotov going through gives away the position of Homer. Homer, he needs to push through this Molotov and get onto the bomb, but Spermy is wise to it. Here's the footsteps through the Molotov, and through the fire and the flames, Homer will not carry on. A 1 versus 2 from Spermy, and a couple of clutches going the wayside of the CTs makes this a relatively competitive Inferno game, I gotta say. I actually have a little bit more hope for Cobalt, or excuse me, for Addice than I thought it was going to be before. Now, it's not crazy. Don't get me wrong. You've been sub for 2 months? Damn, Nart, you're lovely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We need 13 more to get a new emote slot, but you know what? You're still a champion, and you are doing your part. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Small little halftime break. Any Twitch primers in the chat? If that works, I would be appalled. I don't think I've ever seen that work, except once. But that was like Ninja and when he was like playing with Drake. Never since then. But I'm not Ninja, nor am I with a interesting guy like Drake, to say the least. How about we actually talk about the game, though? Probably a better idea at this point. Addice, with a nice little bit of a comeback towards the latter end of that CT half. It's not wonderful. Again, far from it. I can't even try to be optimistic about it, but it's workable. Maybe they have one really fire T-side that I'm just not aware of, or something of the sort. Cobalt United, though, it's kind of hard to argue that they are doing incredible at the moment. Lovely little solo plays. I mean, even getting it really, really close towards the end of some of these ordeals. It's kind of the weird thing about this game is that there's a lot of score lines that this match could have been. At some points, it could have been like 8-7 for Cobalt United or 8-7 for Addice. Like, it was just way too back and forth. It was kind of absurd to watch. I like it, though. And it's exactly what I missed from the off-season of ESEA Advanced. Glad to get back into things. Shouldn't be too long until the break is over, but, you know, teammates are going to be trying to clip their favorite moments from the first half, I suppose. $10-5. Huh? I mean, see, thing is, there's no, like, impossible scoreline. But I am a little bit kind of sus. I mean, we have yet to see any CT sides from Cobalt United. And I'm not sure how good the clip demons were, to be completely honest. So, who knows what their CT side is going to look like. But I'm a little bit excited for it here. Finally getting into the second half of things. It's going to be utility on Suffix, armor on everybody else, and a little bit more utility for the side of Addice. The clip demons looking to close this one out as soon as possible here. They already had a fantastic start on the T side. Now moving on to the statistically favored side, we'll be testing their luck against Addice, who are setting up for an execute over towards Banana. Surely they take the actual Banana itself, no problem. Being able to set up for these nades without dragging rotations over is a different situation entirely. Although you see Cobalt have yet to really budge. Or Addice, excuse me. Have yet to really budge from the top of Banana. Find the first kill, and the second actually goes their way. Phantom, great little tracking towards the end there. As the site is taken, again, it's still hard to like really get my hopes up. I've seen Addice in these situations before, and I'm still really worried, to be completely and totally honest. But the retake begins nonetheless. No kits in play for Cobalt means that they have to move relatively quick. Time is not in their favor whatsoever here. Clip Sanity has to check so many different angles. It just makes it so awkward. J-Dubs will find the first zone, make things a little bit less awkward here. Now hiding all on the site will be Addice here. And oh my god, this is exactly why I can't be too excited here. Oh, never mind. I think Phantom has convinced me otherwise. It's down to Homer in 1 versus 1, but he has no time and therefore no chance at making this work. Sidoff will close it out. Nice little double from him. But even he will go... Not die to bomb? Holy hell, that's actually insane. I thought he was dead to rights, but he gets to keep that nice little pistol. The second pistol goes the way of Addice. Thanks to the lovely plays of players like Phantom, he has been lighting it up. Top fragger in the server at 17 and 15. Feels like he's definitely had his standout moments. Wonderful on those pistols so far. Definitely want to keep an eye on him this season. As for Cobalt, though, now knocked down a peg. Reminds me a lot of like how the beginning of the first half ended. With Cobalt United just barely getting edged out this time by Addice. So, you know, a little bit of a twist of fate, I guess I can say. Forgot how to speak for a second. 3-2 split. I mean, surely this doesn't work out, right? Their deeks have been really good, Cobalt, but I haven't really seen all too much of them. Save for a couple of rounds. Oh, first kill is actually spotted. I don't know how Suffix is able to get that one with his P250, but he is. Now, a burst of T's onto the B bomb site here will mark the beginning of the end of this round, surely for Cobalt United, right? This just makes sense that they just have to rush over towards B. They're getting the kills, but COVID is still kicking here. You cannot get rid of this guy no matter how much social distancing you're trying to do. He's still there, shooting you from just over 6 feet away, apparently. Retake begins again, and a 3 versus 4. I don't know what to think about this one. It's a little bit sus from Addice, to be completely honest, but they're dealing with it a lot better than I figured they were. As what we saw previously, 10-7. Addice got another one on the board. I was scared for a second there, I'm not going to lie. But it does eventually go the way of Cobalt. Despite the best efforts of Suffix, he still ends up being, I guess, suffocated? Suffocated? I don't know. I'm trying to think of jokes here, man. Not the best material, but gotta say, Cobalt don't exactly have the best material to work with in this round either. They force up a little bit more, like Nart, I suppose, would have wanted last time. So maybe they can go ahead and try to convince me this time, because Addice still have 2 MAC-10s in play. Those aren't exactly the craziest guns. I'm sure it's relatively promising for Cobalt. If they start to realize those MAC-10s are in play, they might struggle a little bit against the half armor that's in or on the bodies of Cobalt. Setting it for a slow default. Players strewn across the map. Apartments control not taken. Probably the most interesting part of this default so far, but they seem to all agree to take it over towards the B bomb site here, where there will be now 4 CTs ready to welcome all these lovely terrorists into their home here. 1 anchor clip Sanity over on A, but we need to pay attention to the pistols here because they have a real decent chance at being absolutely lethal. It's back and forth forever, but it's down to a 2 versus 1. As the smoke fades, another one will be set down. 10-8 is now looking on the cards for Addice as they just barely make it through those pistols. But it's an absolute skirmish on the B bomb site even to get this far. If Clip Sanity finds the first, the second one would be far, far from a tall order. It's definitely possible, definitely a rough ask, but it's doable. And that's what really worries me the most here. Cobalt United, Might be on the brink of closing this one out here, but I'm not sure if they want to go for it. Clip Sanity. Now with a Mac 10 itself, finds a first, finds a second! Clip Sanity! That is insanity! What is that? I'm lost for words. I'm genuinely lost for words. I couldn't hit that on a DM server. Clip Sanity. I think I understand why his name is Clip Sanity now, dude. What is that? That is unreal. He got the defuse. He got round number 11. I don't even know. Let's go next. That is just unbelievable heroics from Clip Sanity there. Now it's 11-7. And Cobalt United, after snatching a round away with those pistols, will be doing the exact same thing, only this time they're looking awfully good while heading into it. M4 is across the table with an AK on Clip Sanity, his reward for winning that unbelievable clutch. It's going to be the one-shot headshot. The buy from Addice isn't too shabby either, but they have 2 Galils. Not incredible. It still gives them a really decent fighting chance. Aggression down banana just a little bit from Beef. He didn't spot anybody, so I might feel a bit compelled to try to push down. Addice though still setting up for their default here. Toss a couple of smokes out and are ready to actually make their move, but they're just going to take brackets control here. I don't think they're actually going to extend onto the site. Spermy needs to be awfully careful here. He's so close to losing his life by one of 2 players. Now pushing up over towards B very, very quickly. Addice make a great mid-round call to actually bring it over towards the ladder site completely. Beef is just going to have to try to buy as much time as he possibly can. And oh god, that's a bomb. That's the first victim here. Beef actually can even find another one here, and he does. J-Dubs was one through the smoke as well. Makes this look amazing for Cobalt United. The bomb will get planted. Or no, it even won't. Oh, spam through the smoke. Everything is going the way of Cobalt United at the moment. If there's no one who can say otherwise. Addice. It was a great mid-round call too, but they just aren't able to deal with Beef. The bomb is the first player to go down, and by the time they actually do take care of Beef, by the time they actually turn him into steak, the stakes are already too high. The rotations are already over. The bomb plant gets actually just completely denied. It's just terrible headlines all the way across. Game has delivered so far. We might still have a little bit left in us. Addice with pistols might be giving up 13 right here. It's hard to think otherwise. They're going to be going for a pop play. Out apartments, just a nice little halls pop. Nothing too crazy. It didn't work out wonderfully last time we saw it, but that was, different sides. Maybe they'll have better luck against the side of Cobalt United. Clip Sanity is holding a very similar spot as to where it was last time. Oh, this time, though, they're taking over towards Porch. Clip Sanity finds 2, even though he barely had any bullets left to work with. He even finds a 3rd. Clip Sanity, I don't understand how he finds himself in these situations and ends up winning out. He is just absurd. Now, to be fair, those were pistols. Probably not a round that was going to go the way of Addice, even in the best of circumstances. Like, even if Clip Sanity went down there, there probably would have been rotates for days. This is where things can get a little bit more interesting, however. Full gun round for both teams here. An actual default in play from Addice as well. This time they don't have pistols to have to default around. Already seeming a little bit more promising. Beef boosted up on half wall. We've seen this previously, I think. Or no, am I still thinking that was what Addice did? Okay. Well, Addice, certainly if they did it before, they're also well aware of what it looks like from the other side. Beef domed in an instant. Now Cobalt are going to be on the back foot of this one. Might actually give up another player too. Spermy spots the legs through the smoke here. Can't quite connect the kill, but heavily damaged up will be both Clip Sanity as well as Suffix. You have 28 HP between the two. meaning that they are probably not going to be able to make it this far. They will both bunker up over towards pit as the kill goes the way of J-Dubs otherwise. We're down to a 4 versus 4, but I still heavily give the edge to Addice at the moment here. A couple of body shots on each one of these players would secure a kill, and Cobalt United even have to split up their defense here. Taking it over towards that, or towards B, excuse me. Homer, the healthiest player on the team, will be holding down the line. He's actually still doing plenty of healthy work as well. He finds it actually only once, J-Dubs, to find another one through the smoke and actually make it a double. It's double trouble. And perhaps 14 on the board for Cobalt. I cannot believe they have managed to worm their way into a situation like this. Spermy has been great in the clutch scenarios, don't get me wrong. But even this just seems a bit too ambitious. All players are low, but the element of surprise is just not in his favor. Again, his head had to be on a swivel there, and unfortunately, it just got blown right off. This is just brutal at this point. It really is. Another pause will come through. Addice still with their coach in chat. This is going to be their second tack pause, I believe, of the game. They're going to have to mount one hell of a comeback if they want to make this one happen, though. The buy, not too convincing, to be completely honest. They should be able to afford all AK armor if they felt like it, but they might be knocking Delta down to Galil armor. That way he can get a bit more utility in his hands. Seems that is indeed the case. Smoke flash and a molly in his hands. Cobalt United, though, they are doing wonderfully here. Clip sanity is up to 5 digits. 10,000 bucks in his pocket. And still with that AK that he stole away from a fallen T. My lord. That's how you know it's the CT side is going well for you. When you have more AKs than M4s. Default again. The first kill actually goes the way of Addice yet again, but we saw this situation before and how people like Beef dealt with it perfectly, and he's doing the same again. It takes so long to kill him. It's like he has anti-aim. It's unbelievable. Phantom eventually does get the trade, sure, but a 3 versus 3 is far from out of the realm of possibility, especially when so much damage is coming through. Holy hell, a nade would basically finish the job on 2 players. Spermy is the healthiest. It's a 3 versus 3 for this retake. Plenty of nades in order. Just a couple of Molotovs will make this a surefire win for Cobalt. I'm not even worried at this point. It's just a matter of time. Cobalt, I hate to be biased for you here, but I'm just not seeing anything from Addice that has convinced me otherwise here. One already going up in flames. It's going to be Phantom. Second, though, will actually be Sidoff, who's able to find a kill in return, but it's Spermy to steal my breath away. Nice little spray down for the 2K at the end. Addice isn't out of this one yet. It's hard not to cheer for them too. I mean, honestly, I want to see Addice keep this a competitive game, but it just was not looking great there. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident now, though. Addice now have a little bit more wind behind their sails. They won that bye. It was significantly weaker. Convert that 4v5, that 3v4, actually, to a win at the end of the day. Surely, though, I don't think J-Dubs wants to go for that boost on top of half wall anymore. I think that's been the second time so far this half that's been punished by Addice. They know what to look out for. They're just going to give up banana control entirely here. So yet to make a move either side. No kills, bomb still down. Standard default stuff. Look at this, though. Great little addition to the Addice repertoire is that they have taken top banana yet again. Great power of a default. I mean, when you just look at this on paper, Spermy having a Mac 10 is a little bit worrying, but he's been consistently good. He has been one of the highlight players, at least, in my opinion. Maybe he can make it work no matter what here. Contact play in towards B is in the works here. A couple of smokes go down right behind it. Beef is able to find 1 kill, but surely he's going to get traded out at this point. Site taken without much hesitation whatsoever. Much, much cleaner in recent times, in recent history from Addice as they are now looking to get number 9 on the board. Cobalt will just give it to them uncontested. Their money isn't exactly as crazy. It's not, as baller as it was last time. So they're actually going to have to show a little bit of restraint, a little bit of respect. And it's a good look for Addice. They'll be perfectly happy taking that upgrade, spurring me now on an AWP instead of that Mac 10. Glow up of the century, I guess you can say. And Addice will close it out. 4 players left alive. Very healthy round, very clean round as well. They dealt with that perfectly. Taking that site. Nice little contact play towards B is all you have to do. Just goes to show you, not every round has to be a highlight reel. It's always cooler for the frag movie editors if it is, but it's not realistic, Forcing up Cobalt United. Their round buffer that was a little bit more massive before. It's still pretty big, but it's shrinking a decent amount now. 5 rounds of difference between Cobalt and Addice, but still, that very scary cloud looms over their head. Addice know they're only 2 rounds away from dropping their first game in the season. They had an incredible performance in Season 33 of Maine. This time, though, they seem to be struggling against the Clip Demons, who were 8-8. Trying to keep the dream alive for the time being, though. Slower default. 3 players stacked over towards B for the time being. Only one really anchored over towards A, but Homer will now give up and play site here. That means Suffolk can go ahead and take over at least part of where Homer was holding it down. And actually, they're bringing another player, too. They definitely expect this to be an A stack, but I'm not sure what information they're going off of here. This has been the same exact default that Addice have been doing for pretty much the entire game. Entire half, I should say. Don't know what kind of gamble that they're going off of here, but they might unfortunately not hit the jackpot. Beef has been incredible as an anchor, don't get me wrong, but it's still a very tall order for him to hold this down all by his lonesome. Oh my god, Cobalt, don't tell me. Did they actually outbrain this? They actually did. Oh my god. Their brains, they're so wrinkly and massive, it's insane. They actually did read the eventual play over towards A, didn't they, from Addice? 4 players, 4 CTs at the ready. They are going to be so prepped. No, God, no. What are you doing, Suffix? Wrong site. No, you have the right idea. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is bad now. Homer should be able to hold down the site, though, with 1. Clip Sanity does a little bit of damage, backs off, and holding down Pit. Oh, shit. Sit-off just absolutely destroyed Clip Sanity. Oh, Lord, that poor guy. I didn't even know it was coming for him. Well, another save in the books for Cobalt. What they really needed was Cobalt getting that kill. That could have been a much more winnable retake if they just did that, but Sit-off just... he just got like the falling shot onto him, spraying the whole time. That is so stupid. I've been there. Well, double digits for both teams. Did someone just die to the bomb? I looked away at my chat for a second. Did someone die to the bomb? I might be wrong on that, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Addice get the round anyway. It's the numbers that really matter the most in this kind of scenario, and we're starting to be a lot more even. Again, this game was 10-1 at one point. Addice have had a pretty decent glow up in recent times. No more insane clutch that seem to be going the way of Cobalt. They definitely let off the gas pedal just a little bit. That round hurts too. Again, I don't know why they decided to bring Suffix over towards B that late into the round. They had a perfect read on the scenario here. It's like they outbrained themselves. Again, I'm not sure what information they're going off of, but they're in advance for a reason. They're sponsored for a reason. I'm just the one talking about them. They know what's up more than I ever will. 5 AKs in play for Addice. Twiggy. Does he find the shot into Beef? Oh, it's a bit of a bit of a whiff spray. There's no Molotov to actually flush him out of position, though, so Beef should be relatively safe. I don't exactly see him in any danger in the close future, but he's low on HP. So if they actually do decide to commit to B here at Addice, they would be in very good hopes for making this work here. Split players across both sides of the map, though. Sidoff might find the first kill. Oh, God, and they're going back to A. They're just running through. Those rotations need to start coming through from the CTs as well here. Brackets control C's from Addice here. Spermy, oh, wonderful little look back to take down Clip Sanity. Makes the site ever more takeable as well. Suffix will do his best to hold down Balcony, but it's a very, very brittle defense on the A bomb site. It's another save that Cobalt have to decide to go with. It's not working again. Cobalt. You know, fair play to them for being disciplined enough to save in a scenario like this, but it's just really unfortunate how Addice have just really had their numbers in recent times, in recent rounds, I should say. Just sucks too, because Cobalt, at least it feels like they have some decent reads when like slow play is in the works, but it just feels like they second guess themselves. I'm not exactly sure why they are. I know they have a reason for it because they're an advanced team. They have a reason for it, but it just does kind of confuse me why they rotate players off so early sometimes. Maybe I just haven't been paying the most attention or watching the right POVs. Only matters so much anyway. Addice have made a very considerable comeback, and it's only getting better. Deagles, or a Deagle, I should say, and a P250 in play. Otherwise, those saved rifles from Cobalt in that last round will be their weaponry of choice heading into number 26. Three players stacked up over towards B for Cobalt right now. I like this a little bit of a switch up. Really slow play by Cobalt as well. Nothing really blowing your mind just yet. Right now it's just, you know, smoke grenade ASMR. Really, that's going to be the only noise in the server for the time being. Hell, barely even bullets are coming through, or barely any bullets rather are coming through. Still 3 players stacked over towards B from Cobalt is kind of a nice thought. They have been airing B in these these late round scenarios as well. Addice, so they're pulling off another fake. This is wonderful by them. I love it. Delta, I think this actually just might work out to perfection. If they haven't made noise over towards brackets, Addice should just have this one in the bag. 2 players waiting on the A bomb site, both of which are incredibly weak with pistols just to work with here. Although the first one will go the way of Clip Sanity with that Deagle. They haven't checked for Suffix just yet. Twiggy surely is going to be able to check the angle. Oh, God, that is a little bit awkward. But that's bought so much time for those rotates to come through that a 3 versus 3 is definitely workable. Cobalt, sure, it's not the wonderful round headed, you know, straight their way on a silver platter, but it's doable. This is actually like the first winnable round in a while here. They don't have to commit to the save just yet, but they need to still move relatively quickly here, because they're going to be waiting out these smokes. And their utility is actually pretty decent. Plenty of flashes to go around. They cannot give up fights. They need to use some of this utility to actually push their way onto the site here. Beef is leading the charge. He's just going in absolutely naked, but the CTs are winning it. They find all 3. That's unbelievable. Beef is going to be able to have to defuse as well. And 15, it's match point for Cobalt. They didn't even have to use much of their utility either. Winning those gunfights. Wonderful, wonderful retake from Cobalt. Nets from the round. I just don't understand how they make it work, despite barely tossing down any flashers or smokes or anything of the sort. They've been pulling it off time after time again, and well, it seems that this round was not an exception. Only one away. Have secured overtime at this point, sure, but I want to try to close that out in regulation if they so possibly can. Full buy for both teams to keep their life on the line. Again, 3 players committed for Cobalt over towards B. Last time, it wasn't even the thing that saved them that round. It was just honestly wonderful play to stay alive over at A for so long. This time, they're being way, way too aggressive over towards Banana. They're taking fights, something that worked out for them brilliantly last time, but unfortunately, that forecast has changed, and Delta has really had their number. 15-12, most likely, as the guns will be saved from Cobalt yet again. It's a phrase and a sentence that I have repeated multiple times so far this half, and it's yet again going to ring true. They just definitely don't seem, I guess, all too excited about going for these retakes unless it's an even man scenario. I don't blame them whatsoever here. Their money, it's not bad. It's actually way better than I thought. If they can keep at least one rifle here, that'd be huge. Especially if that rifle's going to be an AK. But Homer, now on life support those, basically going to have a target painted on his back here. Surely going to get chased down by everybody on Addice to try to get that AK out of his hands, because they know Homer is so dangerously low right now. But 15-12 we go. Addice, they're still making it work. Force up possibly for Cobalt. I mean, their money, it seems to fit the bill just right. 10,000 on Beef, 8,500 on Homer. I like their chances. If they were to drop a couple of guns through, it seems that they agree with me. I'm just wondering if we're going to see any snipers come out. I have yet to see the AWP really utilized all too much from either side here. Pretty much the only notable use of it that I can remember so far is when Homer almost pulled off that 1 versus 3 a little bit earlier. And even then, he dropped the AWP after that first kill, so it's like, it's not even the key part of what made that clutch almost happen. Just to show you that maybe they've been playing a bit of Valorant, and they just don't like using the operator. I swear, that's actually my conspiracy theory. Ever since Valorant came out, people have been using the actual AWP less and less. I don't know why, but they just haven't. It's got to practice their rifling skills, I suppose. Are they just going to be doing a pop play up? I mean, Twiggy is selling that fake over towards B. I'm not sure if Cobalt United are exactly sold on it just yet, but I mean, they're forcing awkward positions out. Addice finding the first 2 kills, both over towards Arch side as well. Clip Sanity is making it work, though. He finds 2 before he falls, and that is going to be another possible retake scenario for Cobalt United. Again, I mentioned that they love going for these retakes when it's even man scenarios, or, of course, when they have the advantage. But do they want to go for it again? Beef has fallen, and J-Dubs doesn't exactly know where Twiggy might even be located. He's found out, but that also shows exactly where Sidoff is going to be hiding on the site as well. Sprayed down by Twiggy, and the gap has closed yet again. I think we're going to be seeing the full 30. Surely a full save is in the cards. I don't see it being a very wise investment to try to go for the round 29 win here. Just go ahead, buy up a couple of Deegs, because Addice have earned their ticket to round number 30, surely at this point. It would take a miracle to convince me anything less. With a weak buy like this, if Hamas a scout, pistols across the board, doesn't exactly stand out to me. No mid-aggression. Actually, mid-aggression could actually do them decent good. Ooh, poor Beef. Takes a fight he just can't win with a Deagle. He had the right idea, but the execution wasn't there. Reload his throat. Gotta make sure you have full clips, right? An exec into B, huh? I don't really buy this. I mean, Addice have been one of those teams to not really commit all too early to the B bomb site. Usually when they've been going fast, it's always been up towards Arch side super quickly. See Clip Sanity is actually holding down there now. This time it looks like they're going to be ending B, though, with Spermy trying to possibly set up a fake. Okay, he's going to be tossing the Arch smoke here. Otherwise, a conga line of terrorists as they work their way into the B bomb site here. 2 pistols will be at the ready. J-Dubs being the first face and the second being Homer. Neither of which can do any damage to really ward off Addice of taking this round. It's 1 kill for Homer, but that's it. Round number 30. Who would have thought, after such a one-sided first half, that apparently both these teams just suck on the CT side. Great shot, by the way, from Twiggy. I just want to point that one out. That was kind of cute. Poor little Suffix. Couldn't even get that working with his Deeg. He got that first kill, though. You know, it's a little bit of damage, I suppose. Not that it really matters at all, considering that they have more than enough. And, well, there it is. Round number 30. I don't even know what to say at this point. When I said it, I didn't think I'd actually speak it into existence, but here we are. 10-5 for both halves here. We could potentially be seeing overtime. That's just absurd to think. I mean, Cobalt, they just don't look like the same team that they were on the first half at all. They're not winning some of these crazy duels. I mean, sure, they got lucky on some of those rounds in the first half. Think about, you know, some of those clutches, some of those near clutches even. Crazy plays by players like Clip Sanity. Clip Sanity has done a decent job at least holding down Pip, but he's also had some pretty noticeable oopsies. Maybe is the, I think the official word for it, oopsies. But they're not going to try switching all too much up for round number 30 here. Cobalt still dedicating 3 players over towards B, then sending one of those rotates just to sit in CT spawn until further notice. Boosting on to the flower pots? Yes, indeed. Addice are actually playing this way different than they were previously, too. They would usually almost always opt to try to take top banana control. Even if they don't actually execute onto B, they just always like taking it. And, well, speak of the devil, there it is. Top banana control being taken here. Now brackets is usually the second thing that they try to take from here on out, causing smokes on both sides of mid. This time, though, it's actually been a bit of a switch up by Cobalt. They're playing more aggressive positions. Clip Sanity actually situated in Boiler at the moment. Could have potentially made things gone wrong. It was actually really up to Homer to hit that shot over towards mid, but he doesn't quite thread the needle on it, which means Addice will now work their way in over towards B. First kill goes the way of Suffix. The second and third both go the way of Addice, though. And oh my lord, I think they may have done it. The bomb plant goes down. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch here, but they just nearly hatched right there. Spermy gets another, and it's a 2 versus 4 for this retake. We might be seeing overtime here. That is absurd. I don't know how Cobalt have given this up. Is it seriously 10-5 on both halves of Inferno here? That is just sheer insanity. Not many nades to work with here. Homer will find one, no problem, but the round is over. The half is over. And overtime we go. Who would have thought I'd be saying that phrase? It was, what was it, 9-1 again at one point? I don't know how Cobalt gave that one up. 9-1 into 15-15. You hate to see it, Nart says, and not hard to disagree. This has been a unfortunate affair. But again, this is why I said Addice, like they were looking better and better towards the end of things there. It was really rough for them towards the beginning, don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to backpedal from my initial statements on how they're doing. They still were doing absolutely terrible at the start, but they have really shown up and they're looking good. I honestly got to say, I'm liking it. 10-5, 10-5. I still can't get over that. When was the last time you've seen something like that on Inferno? Probably like an MIBR game or something. I don't know. Feels like something MIBR would do. Maybe I should ask Nart about this. That boy just studies demos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We'll break before we go into our first OT. The magic number to look for will be 19 heading on to that one here. And if we get tied up 18-18, then we're going to double OT, which, to be honest, I kind of don't expect to see. I feel like overtime is when both these teams are going to, like, activate, you know? Because, I don't know, towards the beginning, things got a little bit crazy with pistols on both sides. As for final scores or who the winner will be, I think that's a little bit more up in the air. I still think it could swing either way. Addice have been on fire as of recent. They definitely have the momentum rolling their way, too. By all means, it's their game to lose. The come-ups from ESEA main are looking awfully promising on half number 2 after a, let's be real here, frankly dismal performance on CT side. This time they're going to be able to continue their T-side magic, though. 15-15, if you're just tuning in, my name is Ito, and this is the first game for both these teams in the ESEA Advanced Season 34 regular season. And it has already delivered on multiple fronts. Looking to continue the action. It's going to be Cobalt actually picking up a double op setup. First time we've seen that this game. Feels like even one of the first times we've seen the op this game as well, but that's magic of MR5 16K for you right there. Homer eating a little bit of molly damage to start things off on a bad note. I don't think I actually gave this much credit to Clip Sanity, but he's pushing super aggressively over towards apartments at the moment. Oh, it's going to get punished, though. It's 1-for-1, sure. J-Dubs trades it out. But that is the kind of momentum that Addice can still be rolling with here. J-Dubs has even given up his position over towards Pit as well, and a bit of a shaky start for Cobalt, I suppose you could say, as Addice absolutely steamroll over that A-bomb site here. They don't even have to get tactical with it. They still have plenty of utility left to work with here for a retake. No reason for Cobalt not to go for it either. It's MR5 16K. They're going to be able to buy up Ops, Deagles, full armor, whatever they want, even if they were to save it. But Homer maybe just wants to keep his stats a little bit prettier here. Is going to be choosing to save the sniper, even though I don't even think he needs to. It just kind of goes to show you that it's just that unwinnable of a clutch where you don't want to go for it even when you have max money. And so it begins. Addice take the lead for the first time in this game. And it happens in single... Homer? Homer? Did he not hear the steps? I had my sound down low and I still heard those steps. Okay, well, doesn't matter anyway. Again, it's the op. They're going to be able to buy it anyway, but... Unfortunate way to close out that round there, I suppose. Not being able to save the sniper. (15-16). This is rough. Are they actually going to be peeking down banana, though? I don't think they are. They're staking 3 people over towards it. If Homer was a little bit more aggressive with this op, I figured it would be the Astralis banana hole. But no, they have their own little bit of a unique spin on it. Just rotating their utility. Not really trying to take much control. Not even taking car. Even though it's been barely contested by Addice early on in these rounds here. But they'll peek right behind the smoke here. 1 kill goes their way, but it pales in comparison to the 2 of the CT side. Oh, Lord, what is going on? Lots of noise being made over towards apartments nearly leads to the loss of Suffix's life here. 3 versus 3, minute left on the clock for Addice to actually make their move here. Do they actually want to fully go up B, though? They seem at least somewhat committed to the idea, but they're having second thoughts. And poor Clip Sanity. This man has been running a marathon this round. Don't even know where to situate himself because Addice have been all over the map here. They're not looking at mid. Suffix. Oh, he's able to get a kill. Trade it out, sure. The numbers do favor Cobalt, or do favor Addice, excuse me, but not for long. Clip Sanity. Good stuff to take down that second player. Delta, none the wiser to the op, ends up falling victim to it. And it's Phantom in a 1 versus 2. Now, Phantom, he's had his moments. He really shines a lot on these pistols. Let's see if he can do it in a clutch scenario. Don't exactly know what to expect here. Homer spots it. Can't quite finish up the shot here, but he's dangerously low. Not low enough to actually convert into the kill, though. And Clip Sanity will close it out onto Phantom. Definitely the hero of this round, should I mention. Triple for Clip Sanity. Also the Hyoka avatar as well. That means that he has good taste in anime as well. So overall, I'm liking Clip Sanity so far. Wait, is that Hotora? I think that's Hotora. Let me just go and check real quick. Okay, yeah, no, that's most definitely him. Anyway, 16-16. Again, the magic number to look for is 19 here. Oh, push down mid from Cobalt. I like it, but that's kind of my problem with it. It's just so easily traded out, unfortunately. Addice with a really nice response to it. Are able to actually come out on top of things after. 2 up still in play, though. It's not the end of the world. Still definitely winnable, but unfortunately for Cobalt, this is a fantastic situation for Addice to be in. Now Cobalt are forced to split their defense here. whether they like it or not. At least they have plenty of utility going their way, but again, it's the same story for the T side here. They can just overwhelm one site and just win it by the sheer numbers alone. Seem to be a little bit more biased over towards A for the time being here. Flash up, and Apps Pop will be in the works here. Homer, ready and willing. Not able to hit the shot, so Clip Sanity is able to do him one better, though. Finds the first and doesn't quite hit the tag onto the second, though, but knows exactly where Phantom is. Smoke will go down over towards Moto. Clip will try to do a counter smoke in response here. As Beef is slowly pushing up over towards Porch side, they might not be ready for this timing. Beef is in here at just such an opportune time as well, where he might be able to find frags just by the sheer will alone. Site has been taken, and one kill is a little bit shaky to find the first. Beef has been able to find one and the second. Cobalt, I didn't think Beef would actually be able to win the round, but Cobalt steal away the round. This is just so hard to follow out sometimes, man. I don't even know. I knew Beef had a really decent chance to pull off a flank there, but I wasn't expecting Clip Sanity to push in at like the exact same time and just pull it out. Pull out the op, that is, of course. Wink. Anyway, 16-17. It's kind of weird to think that what we saw in OT there was probably the more convincing of the two. Addice, again, knocked down a peg here. Need 2 more just to bring this double OT at the minimum. 3, so it's going to have to be a flawless CT half by them if they want to end it right here, right now. And I'm hoping that my prediction of only 1 OT will stay true, because that would make me look very smart and very cool. Kappa. The scoreline increases, and so do the odds. I still can't believe Addice have been able to make it this far. Super proud of them, honestly. Don't get me wrong. I feel like a proud dad just looking at them play. But it's been a hard road. Now on the CT side of things, they're going to need to step up a lot more than they were in the first half, before regulation. That feels like just such a long time ago now, too. They seem like a different team. Maybe they've warmed up. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who even knows what is up? But they have changed. 2-3 split for A and B. Aggression. I like this. Good aggression down. Spam through. Just finds a little bit more damage, but not anything to write home about. Now boosted up top will be Twiggy. Also important to mention that there's only a single op in play, but that single op is going to find 1 single frag, and then Addice will just go ahead and book it. No need to exactly overstay your welcome, especially when Cobalt are probably itching to trade it out. Now Phantom, even when it was 9-1 for Cobalt at one point, Phantom was still one of the shining beacons of light for Addice. He was always able to get 1 or 2 kills before he fell. And I'm guessing if Cobalt actually commit to going B here, then it's going to be a similar scenario here. Faking over towards A. Phantom doesn't exactly feel worried about this whatsoever. Phantom, look behind you, dude. Phantom? Behind. Oh my god, this is... oh, wait, what? They actually got the kill? I don't know what just happened there, but I guess they got the kill on that player over towards Grill so quickly I didn't even realize it. Even the caster was confused. SMH. Well, it's Clip Sandy, 1 versus 5. So 17-17 we go. Unless Clip literally pulls off the craziest thing I've ever seen, which I'm pretty sure is not going to happen since Twiggy just kind of had a round. See, my eyes were focused on Phantom right there, but Twiggy was just honestly such a beast there. 4 kills with the AWP. Actually took out that Grill player who I thought wasn't taken down whatsoever, and that allowed Phantom just to stay alive for so long as well. Get that last kill, and the B site is held down flawlessly. 1 round away from either of these teams from being able to secure double OT. And they'll be going back to a bit less banana control, Cobalts. They don't exactly seem all too excited to try to take it again. That fight maybe didn't do them all too well. But it's not really a point of contention from either team at the moment. You see it's almost entirely deserted. The signature part of Inferno is vacant. Definitely airing over towards mid at the moment. Or an A, rather, at the moment. Another Halls pop, really? Not sure if Cobalt are actually going to be going for a Halls pop here, but if they commit to A, it feels so telegraphed at this point. There's already 3 players at the ready. They aren't moving exactly quick, but they might be lethal, and that's really what matters the most here. A little bit of util damage goes through. It's not the most. Spermie will have to hold down the A-bomb site, and he struggles to even find 1 kill. Now moving up will be the rest of the CTs here. Going for a post plant. A bit shaky from Delta. It doesn't convert into a kill. Bomb goes down now in a 3 versus 5. Siddup has been able to find a little bit of a lifeline. Twiggy will do the same as he finds 1. Closing the distance with a P250. Nearly finds 2. It's down into a 1 versus 1, but by the time I'm done saying that sentence is already over. Okay, maybe the execute wasn't quick, but the executions on site certainly were. It's so depressing to think about how close Addice were to being able to close that round out smoothly. If even Delta or Spermie were able to find 1 kill, the round might have been over right there. Like, again, that came down to 1 versus 1 at the very end of the day. But unfortunately, Addice, despite this massive comeback that they have mounted so far, they still just might fall flat right before the finish line. 1 away, Cobalt. Nearly pulled it off. Phantom holds the line, backs off, doesn't want to take an early point of contact here, but we're peek right behind his newfound smoke. He's dropped the bomb. He's even made a friend. Oh my lord, and he's doing even more. Finds 2 with a P250. We're going to double OT. Unbelievable round by Phantom right there. The fact that he found the first with that P250, that's pretty great. But the second, that's a little bit more absurd. Fusion Cheesy, you are getting your money's worth out of me right now. This has been such an insane game to watch so far, and we're not even done yet. Now 22 is the magic number that we're looking for. We possibly still have a ways to go. I cannot believe it. Double OT in the first match for both of these teams. Oh my lord, does it ever end? I'm going to need more water at this rate. Maybe that's what both these teams are doing at the moment. Getting a little bit of a break. Am I having fun yet? Well, I wish I had more water. Otherwise, I'd be having the time of my life right now. I just need to rest my voice for a second before heading into the second half of this. I mean, no, not second half. Second OT of this. This is just next level. I feel like I need a smoke after that, and I don't even smoke. Like, this is crazy. Double OT. You couldn't ask for something better. Been wonderful plays on both sides. Phantom in particular still can't get over that heroic round that he had over at Banana. Usually it's been Twiggy to snatch away all these kills, but this time around it was Phantom. Speaking of which, though, Twiggy has been incredible. Honestly. I feel like I haven't been saying his name enough. Although he's been a hero. I would say single-handedly have kept Addice in it. He's been a really key part of it for sure. 18-18 Cobalt this time starting out on the T side. Again, the magic number to look for is number 22. And if you're just tuning in, my name is Ito. Thank you for coming down for the first game of the regular season of ESEA Advance. The first regular season game for both these teams, I should say. It is sure as hell delivered so far. And we're not even done yet. Slower default from Cobalt. Looks eerily similar to what they're doing back when they're on top of the world. Got a couple of those rounds together. This time, though, seems to be a little bit more A-focused for the time being here. Twiggy eats a little bit of utility damage over towards CT. Oh, there's gap in that smoke. Does Twiggy peek out? Oh, the flash! Oh, the flash is wonderful! It actually helps him out more than anybody else, even though the T's through it. It helps the CTs actually convert 1 kill. Not quite the second that they're looking for here. It's still a skirmish on the A-bomb site as kills go right back and forth forever, apparently. Double mollies on site here. Homer relegated to sitting on top of Cold Zera box right now. Left, right, and center are where these kills are coming from here. But right now, they're only gonna come in front of J-Dubs. He finds the first. The second is a little bit of a shaky spray, but it's still the conversion. Not the prettiest of rounds, but it's a round nonetheless. If these are going to be scrappy rounds, the best possible case scenario would be having it happen in OT. Money is basically no object at this point. And Cobalt, 3 away from closing it out again. But we've been here before. Same default. This time, though, Addice will be the ones to switch it up here. Twiggy boosted on top of half wall. Going to be giving it a second go. He needs to check logs here. He hasn't checked logs. Oh, Lord, that actually might come back to hurt him. J-Dubs, 1 in the dome. The second onto Phantom. And the round is as good as over. Just like that. Addice, the dam has broken over towards B. They've given up 3 kills just like that. Blink and you miss it. 20-18, huh? Addice. They fought so hard, but these past 2 rounds have been whitewashes. Instead of no reason not to go for the 1 versus 5, but it's going to be nothing more than a distant dream at this point. Oh my Lord. What a crazy game this has been. Although, I mean, I guess if Cobalt end this on a flawless T side, that'll be a pretty decent showing for them. But they really need to get that last CT round. Again, the game's not over until then. I feel like that's been the snagging point for both these teams, hasn't it? Counter utility down. You see the Addice is trying to push up over towards Banana. They've been given it practically for free. There is one player lurking over towards T-Ramp, but he's still showing presence. He's not going to be gifted any presence just yet. There might be a gift coming the way of Clip Sanity. Does he want to push this smoke? Is anyone watching it? Oh my Lord, no one's watching the smoke. Oh, but Clip Sanity has given up his presence there. 2 kills go the way. Now it's Addice's turn to make a little bit of a gauntlet, a firing range over on the A bomb site. It's their turn to go flawless this time, and Clip Sanity, all he can do is just watch as all of his teammates get sent to the grave. He'll find 1 kill, but he's dinked down. He is basically already foregone. The apartments are foreclosed, excuse me. Time to get out. Talking is hard, but my excuse is that we're nearly 40 rounds into this one. Without a break. Well, 2 away. Addice was a relatively convincing last round. Got that going for them, but what can I say that hasn't been said already? These breaks are just happening over and over again, where at this point all we can do is watch. Still waiting for that lovely halftime to end, though. Shouldn't be too long now. I just wish it wasn't happening every single time they switch. But whatever, what are you going to do? Still been one hell of a game. Even with this downtime, that's not quite long enough to grab yourselves a sip of water. But surely we're near the end of it now, right, guys? Right? I mean, at the very least, I guess you can say Addice have had slightly better CT halves since the inclusion of OT. That's a dead body, Sidiv. I don't know how to tell you that. Was he trying to actually shoot that dead? Oh, wait, no, that's his teammate. Wouldn't even get the kill anyway. Unreal. Again, I don't even know what to say at this point that hasn't been said. I guess there's one thing I can say, is that we haven't seen nearly as many like crazy solo efforts as what we saw previously. You know, there's no insane 1v3s as of recent. Not even that many insane multifrags now that I think about it. Fusion Cheesy says, Ito, give us your blessings. You have my blessings, Fusion Cheesy. When are you going to change your name to Cobalt Cheesy, huh? SMH. If this break takes much longer, I'm just going to go grab some water real quick. I'm thirsty. My throat is sore, but I'm sure all these players are a little bit fatigued as well. There we are. Finally back into the swing of things here. No more awkward silences. Now it's only Counter-Strike. 22, the magic number now. Which means Cobalt only need 2. But Addice need to have a pretty fantastic T-half on Inferno. There's a ways to go for sure. But I think it might be done, right? Right, guys? Please. Let it be done. Cobalt are closer. 3 players commit over towards B. Quick play up. Contact from Addice. Pit is pretty much clear for the most part here, but Clipsanity has given up his position already, bringing rotations over. 1-for-1 trade so far. Clipsanity still lurks, so in the depths over towards apartment. He's actually still able to find kills. What is Clipsanity doing? He's found 3. He hasn't been taken down for that entire time, and that just buys so much time for rotations. How does he get 3? Are you kidding me? The reason I kept switching off his POV there is because I'm like, okay, surely he's dead at this point. Let's switch to the person who's going to be able to trade him out. But no, he just kept on living with that sniper. Surely that's the final nail in the coffin for Addice, right? 1 away. They are so close to victory, they can practically taste it. But it's, something that we've seen before from Cobalt United, is that they're incredibly close to being able to close it out. But unfortunately, that's how we got to OT in the first place, isn't it? We still seem to really like having 3 players committed over towards B. And although there is a little bit more presence from Addice this time around, plus a nade going down right on top of Twiggy's head, I don't even think they need to have all their fish in this barrel here, especially since they're making so much noise while telling people they have 3 people at B. This should just be an instant call from Addice to toss down smokes and actually commit over towards A. But no, they're still keeping with their default. Bomb is still making its home in lower banana. Rotation will go through. Maybe Cobalt United, now that things have slowed down a little, have outthought Addice. Or outthought themselves, I suppose I can say. And Addice maybe probably took the smarter approach to it. Setting up for Molly's and co. Now only 2 players at the ready for Cobalt. Maybe they just play for retake at this point here. They found 1 kill. They can play retake at this point. Really, I wouldn't even be surprised if they go for that. They try boosting up on top of the flower pots, and J-Dubs is able to find another kill because of it. 3 versus 4. I think Cobalt United just might have found their ticket to victory in that 1-0 start in ESEA Advanced. Over towards Banana. Suffix struggles to find the kill, but he does. On so low HP as well, he's able to find it. Spermie is doing his best to keep the dream alive, but there's almost no chance. Phantom tries to do the same, but unfortunately the spray isn't there. Cobalt United through the marathon. They finally close it out. 22 rounds to 19. Addice. Sure, they pulled off one hell of a comeback, but they again fell just short of the finish line. Incredible play by them, don't get me wrong, but it's just not quite good enough to actually secure them the dub. With that, 1-0 will be in the lovely little column for Cobalt United. Probably the start that they're looking for. Perhaps a little bit more anxiety-inducing than they hoped. But it's a win. A win is a win nonetheless, and wow, I missed the ESEA Advance, man. One hell of a game. That is going to be, that's just about it for me, I think. Do I have... No, I don't have a player of the match screen up just yet. I'll have to actually work on that. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to follow my channel, or if you're feeling incredibly generous, subscribe to it. My name is Ito. I cover a lot of ESEA games and going to try to get back into the swing of things. I'll see you very, very soon, and have a great night. Thank you, everybody, and also thank you to Cheesy for reaching out for me to cover this pretty absurd game. I'll see you soon. Have a good one.